The Bitcoin bull run continues with Bitcoin hitting $89,000 today. Incredible gains. What is the next price target and when will we see $100,000? I want to share what different analysts are saying and the charts as well. And will Gary Gensler go to work in the crypto industry? Will a crypto company hire him after he gets kicked out of the SEC? I'll share what some folks are saying. And you won't believe what Sam Altman said about the future of crypto. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, what an incredible day for Bitcoin, a face melter. I woke up this morning, I looked at my phone, and Bitcoin was at $82,000. At the end of the day, it touched $89,000. What a gain. What a pump. It is officially in the parabolic phase. And this is the fun part of the bull market, guys. When things go parabolic and they melt faces and the masses wake up, right? And then the euphoria starts. And it happens in phases. It doesn't happen in just a week. Obviously, this thing can go on for another 6 to 8 months. But Bitcoin is moving really strong here, guys, which is very bullish for the entire crypto market. If you've been a follower and a listener of this podcast, we've talked about the rotation of liquidity from Bitcoin down to altcoins. So this thing has been ripping, guys. And what's unique about today also, it is the biggest gain into a daily close of over $8,000. So this is the largest in history. Here are the numbers provided by Alex Thorne of Galaxy. He said today, November 11, 2024, was the biggest daily gain in Bitcoin history. Incredible pump. Now, I do want to remind you guys, nothing goes up in a straight line. Expect Bitcoin to have some level of cooling off, build support levels so it can keep going up. Remember, it needs to cool down. It needs to build support levels because that is the setup that's needed to go to higher highs. Unless there's some global buying of Bitcoin, and I'll talk a bit about that later, that we don't know about, unless there's that type of what you may call a white swan event, right? Where the entire world of central banks are like, okay, we're making Bitcoin a reserve asset and we're all buying. Then all the market psychology, technical stuff is off the table because that's game changing. But in a normal market pace where there's not a white swan event, if you want to call it that, Bitcoin needs to cool down. Right. And this is important to build those support levels so it can keep going higher. It needs these support levels to keep going higher because if it goes up like this, it just continues. It's not sustainable. And there's a high risk of a massive rollover and a crash. Right. This is just the nature of markets and how they function. So but incredible move. I'm blown away by what Bitcoin is doing. And of course, altcoins are seeing some of the liquidity. They're starting to move. Ethereum is back over 3,300. Solana, just about $220. BNB at 655. You got Dogecoin continuing to pump, guys. It is up 121% over the past 7 days, currently at 35 cents. XRP at 60 cents, up 20%. Cardano has cooled down a bit. It is currently at 58 cents, just up 78% over the past 7 days. And on. Shiba Inu is moving as well. So, guys, the bull market is in motion here. Obviously, a lot of alts have to catch up. They haven't fully retraced to their old all-time high. But Bitcoin has to steal the show. You know, I've been telling you guys about this. Bitcoin sucks in the liquidity and then it starts to disperse into the altcoins, large caps, mid caps, low caps, and so forth. So what happens next for Bitcoin? What is it going to do? You know, let's say it cools down here, builds some support levels. Well, some analysts are calling for 96K. Here, Jason Pizzino says, Bitcoin just hit my next short-term price target of $89,000. That's a 10% move in a single day, making this technically an extension of the reference range. The next target is 96K. He's not the only one saying that. Rect Capital shared a great chart here showing the 2020 candle 4 rallied 106+% after breaking its respective 4-year cycle resistance of $13,856. If Bitcoin were to repeat a 106+% move in this current 2024 candle 4, it would end the year at around $96,500. But at the pace Bitcoin's going right now, it seems these things are going to happen sooner than later. But of course, the market can always do what we don't expect it. And that is, we didn't expect this pump, but also we may not be expecting a deep correction or pullback. I shouldn't say correction, but a pullback. Bitcoin can pull back and test the $79,000, $80,000 support level before continuing. So just be prepared for all these things. It's important to keep these things in mind so you can balance your emotions, because the volatility can play with your fear and greed emotions, right? And you guys know what I'm talking about if you've been following this channel. So be prepared for some sort of pullback, or be prepared for just a small pullback. And Bitcoin says, you know what? Screw all the models and all the principles and let me go to $96,000, right? But guys, we are not far from $100,000. I mean, we're just $12,000 away. So 100K is right around the corner. Pretty amazing stuff. And you may say, well, who the hell is buying? Well, apparently MicroStrategy's been buying. They bought another 27,200 Bitcoin at around $2 billion, which is incredible. The ETF issuers continue to buy. So let me refresh this here from Thomas Faher. He's been doing a great job covering the buying from different folks. So Fidelity bought 1,310 Bitcoin. Today, ARK bought 1,235 Bitcoin. The folks at Bitwise bought 485 Bitcoin. It doesn't look like he has the BlackRock data yet, but BlackRock, we know, has been sucking up as much Bitcoin as possible, and they have not been selling. The outflows for BlackRock's ETF have been next to nothing, guys. It's incredible. And here, Dennis Porter, who I will be having on the podcast very soon, said 5 countries have reached out to him since he offered to help them put together strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation. He says, now the success we've had passing legislation in the US can be exported across the world. Bullish. So he's been talking to different countries. He actually had to reschedule our interview because he had to go to South America. He's getting calls about how folks can integrate Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin and much more. So the fact that the United States has on the table a bill essentially for Bitcoin to be a strategic reserve asset, other countries are noticing, and they're going to try to front run the United States. So you're going to have some game theory playing out here, as I've talked about many times, right? No one wants to get left behind. And it wouldn't surprise me if more nation states start adopting Bitcoin. We've hit the tipping point for countries adopting, guys. And I think Wall Street was the complete validator of that. Once BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, went ahead and said, hey, we're launching an ETF, and Larry Fink's on TV talking about how it's a great option, a great hedge against what may be happening and all that, it was over. If Larry's doing it, if BlackRock and Wall Street's doing it, then the politicians are going to follow. Different countries are going to follow, right? If you understand the economic system we live in. And here's an example of the global race of Verde Asset Management, the Brazilian money manager run by industry veteran Louis Stolberger, if I'm saying that right, Stolberger, is among those riding the Bitcoin rally sparked by Donald Trump's return to the White House. So hedge funds around the globe are betting on Bitcoin and crypto. Incredible stuff. Folks, a great place where you can buy Bitcoin and altcoins is on Gemini, which is a top crypto exchange I've been using for years. Gemini has a great exchange, great app. Their platform is easy to use, and they have a credit card. They have a stable coin called Gemini Dollar. They have staking and a ton of other features, folks. And they are available in over 70 plus countries. They're certified, regulated, and licensed. And if you sign up with my link in the description, you can get $15 in Bitcoin when you trade your first $100. So check out Gemini, link in the description. All right, guys, let's talk Gary Gensler. We're starting to see a lot of media articles and pieces about Gary Gensler's failed agenda and how he's totally screwed up crypto. And that was a big part of the Democrats losing the race because Elizabeth Warren was, empowering him. And then that led to crypto spending the most money in this election cycle. And it's not just the presidential race, it's in Congress, the Senate, and the House. And we saw a majority of pro-crypto candidates won, and a lot of anti-crypto people lost. So incredible stuff, guys. So here's a headline from today. Gary Gensler's ambitious SEC agenda could be near its end. Oh, it's definitely at an end. But here's something that Frank Shapiro said, and I really love this. He said, honestly, if any crypto or fintech firms give money to Gary Gensler in any capacity after he's removed from the SEC next year, they should be completely ostracized. No book deals, no advisory roles, no professorships. If you want to be taken seriously, and if a law firm hires him and they're on your payroll, fire them. I will personally commit to not allowing any firm or project or entity affiliated with him on my podcast. I love this. The industry needs to take a stand. We've seen guys leave the SEC and go work at firms which work with crypto, right? The enforcement director, Gerbil Gerwal, just did that. I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to hire Gary, but if they do, that would be such a bad look. Because the guy was outright attacking the industry, lying, taking unlawful actions. I mean, he went to war against the industry. So I agree with Frank here, and hopefully no crypto company is dumb enough to hire this guy, Gensler, and hopefully Gensler just disappears. He goes and retires. Now, check this out. Sam Altman, who, of course, big time entrepreneur working on AI and much more. You guys know who he is. He tweeted out today, amazing progress at WorldCoin over the past year. Super proud of the team and especially Alex Blania's leadership, rare combo of vision and execution ability. More generally, I am feeling good about a bright future for cryptocurrency. Wow. This is no Joe Schmo random dude on the internet. This is Sam Altman, right? And he's building AI and he's saying this about crypto. But he recognizes the opportunity here. That's why he's part of WorldCoin. Now, I don't hold WorldCoin token, and I'm a little weary of some of the things they're doing with regards to the iris scan and people's data. But the fact that someone like this, a visionary, someone who's building futuristic technology with AI and much more, sees the potential of crypto and he's involved in both, that's a big sign, folks. That's a very big sign. Same thing with Elon, right? Elon is the same way. Big time entrepreneur, believes in crypto, is going to integrate it. Tesla and SpaceX have Bitcoin on their balance sheets. So I think we've crossed the chasm. People recognize the impact of this technology, the future application, and that it is here to stay. Hunter Horsley of Bitwise, retweeted Sam and says, "Pioneer of modern AI movement, bullish on crypto. What other signs are people hoping for at this point?" He's spot on. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think about Bitcoin's strong move and if Gensler might go work in the crypto industry. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments. And a great way you can support me in the podcast, guys, is by signing up for my free email newsletter on Substack. It's 100% free. Also, grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto, on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. Buy a copy for yourself. Buy a copy for your friend or your family, and help them to learn about crypto as this bull market heats up. Let them not get wrecked. Let them understand the past, present, and future of crypto. It includes some investment tips and much more. So education, knowledge is power, guys. So help these folks that you know to understand what the hell is happening here, why Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX were not the ethos of crypto, because many of folks, the average Joe and Jane, they've heard of Sam Bankman-Fried, and that's the perception they have of crypto, that it's all a scam because of Sam Bankman-Fried and all the things he did. But obviously we know that's not true. Sam Bankman-Fried was just a bad actor. So this book covers that. So grab a copy, guys. And if you bought a copy already, please leave a rating and review. It will really help me out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you all later.